roster tonight, Coach?
Yeah, Goluboff's not going to go on the back end. England's going to be in. So the D will be England, Jaros, Riley, Shabbat, Boro, and DeMello will play tonight. Anderson in goal.
How good is it to have DeMello back?
Well, it's great. Certainly he'll have some rust. He hasn't played in a month, but there's something about a guy that's been around the league a long time, just knows where to stand, knows how to communicate, play important minutes. But it took him, I'm sure, a lot of time and make a lot of mistakes to get where he is in his career, and that's part of being a veteran in this league. And I'm sure he'll help us.
When you just gave us the pairings, you had Shabbat on the right side.
No, that was just the 6D.
Yeah,
no,
there you go.
You're gonna have to tune in to warm up, Gord.
Yeah. Okay. When is that?
DeMello. Well, yeah, DeMello's his partner. But when you're playing 30 minutes, you get a lot of partners, so he'll play with everybody.
Got the plan playing?
No. I mean, certainly as we get healthier, I think his minutes ideally go under 25, and I think he's such a good skater, efficient skater. That's probably fair that he plays around that level. Right now, with him having to get some penalty killing minutes, his minutes go way up. But I think as we get healthy back there, he won't penalty kill, and unless a D takes a penalty, and then that gets his minutes into a manageable situation.
What's the plan to slow down Washington?
Well, we have to have the puck a lot more. You can't just think you're going to defend Washington for 60 minutes because they're just too big and too strong. We have to be fast. We're going to have to find ways to hold on to pucks in the offensive zone. We're going to need all four of our lines to be tracking and working and backtracking these guys. And then ultimately everyone knows in Washington you can't come in here and take a bunch of penalties. If you take penalties against them, they'll make you pay.
On that power play, he's a whiteboard guy, number 8's at the top, but there's so many weapons, and yet you're not telling your guys anything new about it.
No, and you know what? It's funny. I think coaches that have been in the league, this is my 5th year now, I've tried every different formula. Mm-hmm. And some nights one works, and then you think you've got it figured out, and because their personnel's so good, they make adjustments. And, you might kill the first 2, and then they make an adjustment. So you got to be ready to adjust on the fly. And then ultimately, with a power play that good, your goalie's going to have to make some saves. No matter what you do, they're going to eventually get some chances, and your goalie's going to have to make a save.
I'm sure you've been asked about Anthony Duclair a lot, but what has been the main thing that's stood out about him that he's been able to kind of take another step to the game?
Well, I think confidence. I think when you feel comfortable in your surrounding, you feel comfortable in the locker room, you feel comfortable coming to work every day. I think everyone has more confidence and does better at their job. And I think he's at that point where he feels comfortable. The teammates respect him. He enjoys coming to the rink, and he's allowed to just play hockey. And he's been great. Now, in saying that, it's taken a lot of time for him to get to this. And I'm sure he would say that he's made a lot of mistakes along the way, but he's been great this year.
Has he exceeded your expectations from when you started out?
Well, for sure, yeah. No, I mean, he scored late last year, and everyone knows a lot of times you score a lot of goals, at the end of the year, teams kind of lay up maybe a little bit. He scored some important goals against some good teams, and every night he's seeing number 1 defenseman, which is something he probably hasn't seen in the past. And there's a big difference between seeing 1 and 2 defensemen and seeing 5 and 6 defensemen in this league. And he's playing against the best team in the league. He's explosive, and he gets scoring chances every night.
Do you anticipate Hainsey and Zaitsev later in the week?
I'm hoping. Ronnie skated again today. Zaitsev probably not this week. Hainsey, like I said, I'm hopeful that he gets in against the Red Wings, maybe Montreal. But we'll more of a wait and see. The biggest thing with Ronnie for me is just to have him in the room with a young team. When something goes wrong or right, he just keeps it calm.
TJ, we're coming off the World Juniors. You work at that level, and we love the poise and the lack of poise of the World Juniors.
Yeah.
And as the league gets younger and younger, I'm seeing longer winning stretches and losing stretches. So when things are going great, young guys can roll with it. But when they're not, they have no idea how to change that. And if you take a couple of blips of your season, you remove 2 pieces of it, your record is totally, totally different than stopping that lack of poise and getting that going again.
Yeah, and I think if you look at this one especially, you look at some older guys being out as to maturity in the room. Not so much the play as it is being able to keep that even keel. And that's the valuable part of having older guys. They've been through it. They don't panic. They play the same no matter what. And, when young guys it's going good, they think it's going to go good for a long time, and they're just going to score. And then when they go bad, all of a sudden, they can get down on themselves, and they think they're never going to score. So that's part of the league, and you figure it out as you get older that you just, you go to work every day and you work. Some days it goes great for you, some days it doesn't, but you don't change your work ethic, and the more you just keep doing that and staying on it, the better pro you'll be.
So it magnifies the loss of a Hainsey and a DeMello.
For sure it does on a young team. That's why I think a lot of teams bring in these guys in a rebuild situation is to help guys with their development and to just have that even keel feel in the dressing room. And that's something Ronnie brings. And DeMello and Boro and Zaitsev, these guys that have been in the league, they just play hard every day. And, I think that's Pajot up front for us. He just plays hard every single day, no matter what the score, no matter what our record is, and he moves on to the next game. And that's something our young guys will learn in time.
You got Duclair back, and you're keeping Batterson in.
Yeah, Batherson and Balthers are both in. Yeah.
You give Batterson an extended look now.
Well, yeah, I think he was good in game one. He showed that he went down there and did the things we asked of him, which was to track, work hard. He did all those things. On top of the fact that he got a lot of points and did those things down there, looks to me like he got a little bit quicker. He's big, he's strong. He's going to be a real good player. It's just a matter of when.